The stars outside the viewport flickered like distant beacons, indifferent to the tension thick inside the human flagship Endurance. Captain Elena Ward stood rigid, eyes locked on the approaching silhouette, an alien ship unlike anything humanity had ever seen. Its hull shimmered with a strange, organic gleam, pulsing softly like the heartbeat of a living creature. The swirling storms of the distant star cast deep purples and blues across its surface, lending it an otherworldly glow that both mesmerized and terrified. Elena's jaw tightened. This was no ordinary encounter. The alien vessel moved with calculated grace, closing the distance steadily, unhurried and confident. On board Endurance, the crew held their breath, fingers twitching near weapons, eyes darting between the view screen and control panels humming with warning lights. "Captain, they're hailing us!" Lieutenant Rajesh's voice cracked the silence, tense and sharp. Elena didn't hesitate. "Put it through." Static hissed before a voice, cold and melodic, but unmistakably alien, filled the chamber. "Humans of Earth, we greet you not with war, but with challenge." The crew exchanged uneasy glances. A challenge? The aliens must see this as a game, a contest of skill and wit. Elena's grip on the command rail tightened until her knuckles whitened. She understood the truth beneath the aliens' polished words. A contest was no game to her. It was survival. The view shifted, revealing the alien envoy, a towering figure wrapped in smooth, iridescent armor that flowed like liquid metal. Its eyes glowed faintly, reflecting ancient confidence. It spoke again, voice dripping with mock amusement. "We invite you to a contest of strategy and strength, a game to decide your place in this sector." The Endurance's crew stiffened. Strategy and strength? A game to the aliens, but for humans, a terrifying test of their very existence. Elena met the alien's gaze, cold fire igniting in her own eyes. "We accept." The alien's smile was a slow, predatory curl. "Good. Prepare." The bridge plunged into an eerie quiet as a holographic interface blinked to life before Elena, casting ghostly light across the anxious faces around her. The alien's challenge was about to begin. Not a peaceful dialogue, but a gauntlet designed to break wills. "Captain," Rajesh said, voice low, "they're creating the arena. It's not natural. Gravity shifts, barriers. This is a trap." Elena nodded grimly. "We've been underestimated. That's their first mistake." Outside, the stars spun madly as the Endurance slipped into an alien-created void. A prison, arena. Walls of shimmering energy flickered into existence, encasing them in a labyrinth that twisted and reformed unpredictably. "Remember," Elena said, her voice steady, "this isn't a game to them. Every move we make could be our last." Around her, the crew sprang into action, suits sealing, weapons charging, minds sharpening. The aliens' challenge wasn't just physical, it was psychological warfare aimed to crush human spirit. The arena pulsed, alive with alien technology, casting eerie shadows that danced like specters along the walls. Gravity flipped, forcing crew members to claw at surfaces, fighting disorientation. Elena's breath caught as a luminous predator, conjured from the holographic void, lunged at her teammate. With reflex born of years on the edge, she fired, the plasma beam scorching through the creature's shimmering form. "We fight. We survive," Elena whispered to herself, heart pounding. Across the aliens' gallery, the envoy watched with a mix of disbelief and fascination. The humans were resilient, their will unyielding. The captain's eyes narrowed. To the aliens, this was a contest to be won with grace and skill. To Elena, it was a brutal test of survival, a fight for every breath, every heartbeat. As the arena shifted once more, revealing glowing alien glyphs and twisting corridors, Elena steadied herself. "This ends when we say it does," she vowed. Not when they decide. The arena shifted again. The walls melted away, replaced by an endless expanse of darkness, pierced only by swirling, luminescent orbs. Gravity pulsed unevenly, tossing the Endurance's crew like rag dolls in a storm. Captain Elena Ward gritted, her teeth, steadying herself against the invisible forces. "This isn't just physical," she said, voice cold steel. "It's a test of mind and body." Around her, the crew scrambled to orient themselves. The alien holographic system flickered, projecting a vast labyrinth filled with shifting corridors, lethal traps, and strange bioluminescent predators. The very air seemed alive, crackling with alien energy. Lieutenant Rajesh's voice broke through the tension. "Captain, they're taunting us. They think this is a game." Elena's eyes burned with fierce resolve. "Let them think what they want. We know the stakes." Suddenly, a spectral figure appeared. A giant beast woven from pure light and shadow, its eyes glowing with alien intelligence. It roared, a sound that echoed inside their helmets, shaking their nerves. "Engage!" Elena commanded. "Weapons!" Fired, plasma bolts streaking through the dark. The beast dissolved into shimmering particles, but others emerged. Predators born from the alien mind, hunting them with ruthless precision. The Endurance's crew moved like shadows, every step a dance with death. Gravity flipped again, forcing soldiers to cling to walls and ceilings. The labyrinth twisted unpredictably, corridors folding back on themselves. As they pressed forward, Elena realized this contest wasn't about winning trophies. It was about wearing them down, breaking their spirits piece by piece. "Stay close," she shouted. "Watch your backs. Every second counts." Amid the chaos, she caught sight of an alien figure watching from the edge of the holographic projection, calm, amused. The alien's eyes gleamed with a dangerous arrogance, convinced their challenge was already won. But Elena had other plans. Her fingers flew over the console, analyzing the arena's patterns. "They rely on predictability. We'll make them regret it." The crew adapted quickly, using the shifting gravity to their advantage, laying traps of their own by hacking alien tech mid-fight. Every narrow escape, every unexpected counterattack, rattled the alien observers. As they reached the arena's heart, a glowing crystal pulsing with alien power, Elena knew the contest had only just begun. "This is not a game," she muttered. "It's a war for survival." The air inside the Endurance's command center was thick with tension. The crew, exhausted from the relentless trials, huddled around flickering displays. Captain Elena Ward's sharp eyes scanned streams of intercepted alien data, her fingers trembling only slightly as she decrypted the files. Suddenly, a chilling revelation hit her like a hammer. "This isn't a contest," Elena whispered, voice barely audible. "It's a death sentence." Screens flashed images of Earth, vulnerable, untouched, and fleets of alien warships poised in the void like vultures. The so-called game was a cruel ruse. The aliens' true plan was genocide. Her heart pounded fiercely, but she forced herself to stay calm. She gathered her crew, voice steady but urgent. "They expect us to play along while they prepare to wipe us out," she said. "We're their prey." The crew exchanged grim looks, the weight of the truth settling like a stone in their chests. Outside the ship, the alien arena pulsed ominously, its shifting walls reflecting the cold calculation behind the spectacle. This was never about sport. It was a hunt. Elena's mind raced. Every strategy, every tactic, everything they'd endured was part of a larger trap. But surrender was not an option. She turned to Lieutenant Rajesh. "We fight smarter now. We use their own tech against them. They think this is a game, but we'll turn it into a battle for our survival." The ship's corridors hummed with newfound purpose. Engineers scrambled to repurpose alien devices. Scientists hacked communication lines. The faint glow of hope flickered amidst exhaustion. As the alien holographic projection reformed, revealing another lethal trial, Elena's resolve hardened. This was no longer a contest. It was a war. The alien arena was no longer just a prison. It was a battlefield, rigged with every cruel device the enemy could devise. But Captain Elena Ward and her crew had learned its rhythms, its weaknesses, and now desperation fueled their greatest strength, ingenuity. In a dimly lit engineering bay deep within the Endurance, flickering emergency lights cast long shadows. Sparks flew as technicians scrambled to hack alien tech. A shattered plasma rifle lay half-repaired on the bench, its broken core humming faintly as Lieutenant Chen reprogrammed its energy matrix. "This should give us the edge," Chen murmured, sweat streaming down her brow. Elena watched from the doorway, eyes sharp. "Good. We'll need every advantage. They expect us to fold. Let's show them what humanity can do when pushed to the brink." Outside, the arena pulsed like a living creature. Walls shimmered with bioluminescent alien runes, traps clicking and resetting with cold precision. Gravity fluctuated wildly, forcing soldiers to cling desperately to surfaces as deadly tendrils of energy snaked through the air. The crew moved as a shadow, silent and lethal. Using hacked alien sensors, they anticipated trap cycles and used improvised EMP grenades to short-circuit the energy fields. Where the enemy unleashed holographic beasts, the humans deployed hacked turrets firing unpredictable bursts of ionized plasma. The arena twisted around them, corridors folding impossibly, floors turning to liquid light, but the humans adapted. Every step was a gamble, but also a declaration. They would not die quietly. "Elena, sensors show an energy buildup ahead. Probably a new trap," Rajesh warned, voice taut. She nodded. "Good. We'll use it against them." With careful precision, the team rigged a trap of their own, channeling the alien energy into a feedback loop. When the alien forces triggered it, a cascade of bursts tore through the arena's walls, momentarily disrupting the entire holographic system. For the first time, the alien watchers gasped. Their perfect game was unraveling. Elena felt the surge of adrenaline as the humans pressed forward, using their stolen tech and raw grit to turn the tables. In the dim glow of the arena's flickering lights, the humans were no longer prey. They were hunters. The alien council chamber was a cathedral of crystalline spires, bathed in cold light that fractured into thousands of shards. Inside, the air hummed with tension, far heavier than the sterile atmosphere of the arena. Council members swirled in, heated debate, their forms shifting with bioluminescent flashes that mirrored their anger. The envoy who had greeted Elena stood at the center, his glowing eyes narrowing as reports filtered in from the arena. "They adapt too quickly," hissed one elder, voice like grinding stone. "Their stubbornness is unprecedented. This was to be sport, not a prolonged war." Another, younger but no less fierce, snapped, "We cannot risk their survival. If they win this contest, Earth falls within reach. Extermination is the only solution." The room fractured, voices rising, spikes of light clashing like thunder. A schism was ripping the alien empire apart. Back in the arena, Elena intercepted fragments of their transmissions. The division gave her hope, but also made her wary. Fractures meant chaos, and chaos could be deadly. Her crew moved with renewed purpose, slipping through the twisting corridors, sensing the alien forces scrambling to quell their own uprising. Rajesh turned to her, whispering, "They're divided. Some want to stop this madness. Others want total destruction." Elena's gaze hardened. "Then we use that. Divide and conquer isn't just human wisdom, it's universal." In the shadows of the arena, alliances formed. Some alien soldiers, disillusioned by their leader's ruthless plans, hesitated or even aided the humans in secret. A silent rebellion was growing. Elena's voice crackled through the comms. Keep pushing. They think they control this. They don't. The arena pulsed with uncertain energy, a battlefield transformed not only by physical traps, but by the fracture within the alien command. The humans had become a symbol of defiance, a spark igniting doubt even in their fiercest enemies. Darkness swallowed the arena whole. Captain Elena Ward's breath steamed inside her helmet as the gravity wells twisted violently, hurling her against cold, unseen surfaces. The walls, if they could be called that, bent and melted into impossible shapes, twisting like the coils of some ancient beast. Every step she took was a battle against the very laws of nature, as if the arena itself was trying to crush her will. From the shadows emerged whispers, soft, venomous, twisting into voices that echoed her deepest fears. Faces she loved, memories she cherished, all distorted into mocking specters. The air vibrated with sinister energy, the temperature plummeting to icy depths. Elena's fingers clenched around the grip of her plasma rifle, but even the weapon felt alien here, weak against this psychological assault. "Stay focused," she whispered fiercely, heart hammering like a war drum. "This isn't real, it's a test." But the arena wasn't just a battlefield of flesh and metal. It was a realm of the mind. Illusions bent her perception, time stretched and fractured, every moment threatening to swallow her whole. Ahead, a figure materialized, the alien envoy, serene and smiling with cruel satisfaction. "Give in, human. This is your end." Elena stepped forward, boots steady despite the swirling void. "You mistake my endurance for weakness." Her words ignited something fierce inside her, the raw human defiance that no alien trial could erase. Suddenly, gravity flipped violently again, hurling them both through the void. Elena rolled, firing bursts that shattered holographic phantoms. The envoy's form flickered, the illusion faltering under her relentless assault. A brilliant surge of light burst from her plasma rifle, piercing the darkness, and the arena trembled, the nightmare realm beginning to unravel. Her crew's voices crackled through comms, distant but resolute. "Hold on, Captain. We're breaking through." With a final roar, Elena charged, her every step a defiant hammer blow against the alien's shadowed control. The darkness screamed, but humanity's light burned brighter. The arena shook violently as the walls began to collapse inward, fracturing under the strain of the humans' relentless assault. Captain Elena Ward's heart pounded with fierce determination. Around her, the crew fought like cornered wolves, each movement precise, every breath a battle cry. Through the crumbling corridors, shadows of alien enforcers lunged, but the humans' makeshift weapons, hacked and repurposed, glowed with deadly intent. Plasma bolts and ion bursts lit the darkness, painting the chaos in strokes of fire and light. Elena's voice rang clear through the comms, steady and commanding. "Hold the line! Push forward! This ends now!" Ahead, the alien envoy, the architect of this cruel contest, appeared, his form rippling with iridescent energy. He snarled, unleashing tendrils of crackling power that twisted like serpents, striking at the humans with lethal precision. But Elena was ready. Diving aside, she unleashed a volley of plasma bolts, each one piercing the alien's form. Sparks exploded as his energy shield faltered. "We're not your pawns!" Elena shouted, eyes blazing. "We are survivors!" With a final surge, she fired a concentrated blast, shattering the envoy's core. His form dissolved into shards of light, fading into the collapsing arena. The energy field enveloping the humans flickered and vanished. The walls ceased their torturous shifts, revealing the vastness of space beyond the shattered arena. The Endurance's crew stood victorious, bruised but unbroken. Elena looked out toward Earth's distant blue glow, a silent vow etched deep in her soul. "We survived because we refused to be broken," she said softly. "Because humanity is not a contest to be won. It's a force that endures." Moral: true strength comes from refusing to be broken no matter the odds. Ready for the epic finale. Part 8. You said, engaging hook suspense. Continue. Part 8. 700 words. ChatGPT said, here's Part 8. The thrilling conclusion of the alien thought it was a contest. The human knew it was survival, rich with suspense, powerful imagery, and a resonant HFY message. Part 8. Survival's legacy. The human warning. The void beyond the shattered arena stretched vast and silent, a cold expanse of stars watching humanity's defiant stand. Captain Elena Ward stood on the bridge of the Endurance, her eyes fixed on the distant Earth, a fragile blue jewel, untouched and sacred. The alien force's envoy was defeated, their cruel contest shattered like glass. But Elena knew this victory was only the beginning. A low hum filled the ship's communication channels, encrypted signals from the fractured alien empire. Factions scrambling, some vowing vengeance, others whispering of uneasy peace. Elena's voice was steady, carrying the weight of a warning across the void. Let it be known, humans are not to be underestimated. We survived your traps, your games, your threats. We will fight for our home, for our future. The crew gathered behind her, scars and exhaustion etched into their faces, but in their eyes burned the unyielding fire of survival. Earth will stand, Elena declared, not because we are the strongest, but because we refuse to be broken. To those who dare challenge us, remember this day. The stars seemed to pulse in answer, a cosmic heartbeat echoing humanity's fierce resolve. As the Endurance set course for home, the galaxy's silence was broken, not by conquest, but by the roaring voice of a species that knew what survival truly meant. The void beyond the shattered arena stretched vast and silent, a cold expanse of stars watching humanity's defiant stand. Captain Elena Ward stood on the bridge of the Endurance, her eyes fixed on the distant Earth, a fragile blue jewel, untouched and sacred. The alien force's envoy was defeated, their cruel contest shattered like glass. But Elena knew this victory was only the beginning. A low hum filled the ship's communication channels, encrypted signals from the fractured alien empire. Factions scrambling, some vowing vengeance, others whispering of uneasy peace. Elena's voice was steady, carrying the weight of a warning across the void. Let it be known, humans are not to be underestimated. We survived your traps, your games, your threats. We will fight for our home, for our future. The crew gathered behind her, scars and exhaustion etched into their faces, but in their eyes burned the unyielding fire of survival. Earth will stand, Elena declared. Not because we are the strongest, but because we refuse to be broken. To those who dare challenge us, remember this day. The stars seemed to pulse in answer, a cosmic heartbeat echoing humanity's fierce resolve. As the Endurance set course for home, the galaxy's silence was broken, not by conquest, but by the roaring voice of a species that knew what survival truly meant.